Are you battling chronic illness and the daily hustle of trying to keep up with routines, while everyone else seems to manage it all and you're struggling just to get through the day? You're wondering how to build a sustainable business with no admin support. You're overwhelmed, exhausted, and you need help fast. Hello mama, in today's episode, I'm going to show you how to create work-life balance without burnout as a work-from-home mom, business owner, or a hairdresser. If you've been juggling family life, business responsibilities, endless admin, and a body that keeps telling you to slow down, this episode is for you. I'm sharing lessons from one of the hardest seasons of my life, including having panic attacks, chronic fatigue, and a major health crisis that forced me to rethink everything. How I went from burnout to rebuilding my business in a way that prioritizes my health, family life, and honors God. If you're ready to make room for clarity and peace in your home and business without the overwhelm, grab your notebook and your favorite drink and let's get started. Do you know that I have a free private Facebook community, a supportive group of like-minded women who are passionate about building a sustainable online business that prioritizes their health and family life and honors God? We share weekly business planning and time management tips, Monday clarity check-ins to help you stay focused, midweek business and life chat, accountability, and so much more. Come join us at facebook.com/groups/simplify online business. I was going through the reviews for the show on Apple Podcasts, and this one got my attention. It's from Sarah TYK, United States. I love this. I love the simple down-to-earth tips for time management. The way Gift presents tips and tricks for online business is so encouraging. Makes me feel like even I could do it. Thank you for the great information, and I love your accent. Thank you, Sarah. And yes, sister, you can do it. Let's see who we've got next. This feedback is from Meg M77, United States. So much value. This is so helpful. It's overwhelming. Managing all the things and having these clear steps to follow is liberating. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, Meg and Sarah. And I love reading your reviews. So yes, this is so encouraging to read and to know that you're being blessed by this show and the episodes are helpful. Thank you. If you're done hustling with daily tasks with no admin support and you want simple steps to grow your income online while saving time and energy, you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Gift Zion, busy mom, business coach, and meningitis survivor. I traded 10 years of empty success promises and costly disputes for a business that prioritizes health, family, and honoring God. If you're ready for a business plan and a simple system to make money online with step-by-step coaching for a busy mompreneur, grab your favorite mocktail. Let's dive in. All right, woman of honor, there is nothing as frustrating as trying to build a business while dealing with a health condition. You have dreams and hopes for the future, yet there is this constant reminder that you can't do much because of an illness. You want to be there for your family, you want to serve your clients, you want to grow your income, but your body is tired. You're trying to juggle family life, business commitments, appointments, and managing all the routines. And some days it feels like there is simply not enough of you to go around. You burn out as quickly as you get to start a project. You feel like your health is keeping you from achieving your goals. You no longer like your job for obvious reasons. You're doing everything alone without support, and life feels harder than you can chew. You know you should be creating and not doing all of the chores. And you're wondering, can I really build a business with my health challenges? Is work-life balance even possible for someone like me? Friend, I want you to know that you're not alone in this because I have lived through the burnout, the business pressure, the chronic illness, and a major health crisis that forced me to rethink everything. That experience taught me how to simplify my business, protect my health, prioritize my family, and build differently. So, today I'm going to share some of those lessons with you to help you make sense of your journey and give you those steps that you need to navigate the challenges. By the end of this episode, I hope you see that work-life balance is possible. Burnout is not your destiny, and you can build a business that supports your health and family life. When I was running a physical salon and hair store, it was about 386 square foot. I had all the energy in the world. It was like moving at the speed of a train. I had all the ideas, the to-do list, meetings, appointments, clients, staff, and so much to worry about. It was a daily grind. My strength was like that of a horse. I would work 24/7 non-stop from 12 to 14 hours shift at work and straight back into home routines week after week. I barely had enough sleep. No time for faith or building my spirit. Whilst I was working my body to the ground, my spirit was depleting. Many times I had people become physically aggressive at work. I was constantly in the middle of chaos and it was getting to me. I looked physically okay, but mentally I was exhausted until it started showing up physically. All the hurts, betrayals, pain, and the stress started getting to me. I felt like I had constant noise in the background. If you've listened to episode 7, you'll know I share some of the betrayals and challenges I walked through. What I didn't realize then was how much carrying all of that stress was affecting my health and contributing to my burnout. I often woke up stressed, replaying conversations, worrying about how people spoke to me, what I did wrong, how I reacted, and how I've been betrayed. I started having panic attacks, just opening letters, reading emails, or responding to queries. It was hard. I was slowly dying. There came a point where I just wanted to pack up and leave. The anxiety was real. Fear became my next door neighbor. I didn't even know how I was managing day to day anymore. It affected every part of my life. Eventually, it moved from emotional exhaustion into physical illness. I was in excruciating body pain, weak and constantly tired. It went on for years until I finally got tired of surviving. I was burning out. I had allowed work routines to rule my life, trying to people please at all cost and be available to everyone, and at the same time struggling to keep up with the appointments. The struggle was real. When your mind is not at rest, everything else becomes restless too. My family life, business life, spiritual life, and health were all under attack. It ended up in several hospital admissions and being diagnosed with bacterial meningitis, to name a few. I knew it was serious, but still, I've not come to terms with what I was faced with. It was like I was in denial. Even while lying in that hospital bed, and I was still trying to check my business bookings and manage things whilst physically dying. That's how misplaced my priorities had become. Soon I found out I could no longer walk properly. My speech became distorted. My muscles were weaker. The pain became worse. I became a shadow of myself. The people I looked up to were nowhere to be found. I felt abandoned, broken, and empty. It was in that moment that I started reflecting deeply on my life. And that was when God met me. God showed me how I was living in disorder. and how the enemy had used that chaos to pull me away from purpose. I started learning how to build with God, not just from my own ideas. Friend, if God is not at the center of anything that you build, business, career, family, nothing will last. Because when the storm of life comes, it will knock that train off the ground and leave you wondering how you got there in the first place. God told me to let go of the things that I had made an idol in my life. I realized my business had become an idol, not because business is bad. I still run businesses today, but because everything in my life then revolved around my own efforts instead of God. My spiritual life was under attack. I had no peace, no time for God. I was building success publicly whilst privately falling apart. I thought I could carry everything in my own strength, but life taught me hard lessons. I had to learn the hard way, and God gave me a second chance. I finally surrendered to God's will and purpose for my life and to building a business that honors God without sacrificing my health and family life. And now I have peace, no more chaos, but clarity. I went through the wilderness to bring you hope today and created this episode to help you navigate the challenges so that you can finally make room for peace and calm in your life. So you can recover in your health, strengthen your family life, and build a sustainable income without the overwhelm. Now, if God can do it for me, yours won't be a problem. Okay, so I hope that helps you see where you are now. So I want to encourage you today that no matter where you are in your journey, God can see you through. It's temporary. The circumstances is not who you are. You're being refined. And I pray that the good Lord will keep you strong and that you will come out strong. I pray that the good Lord will give you a testimony that will change the entire story and make you a blessing. More than I'm doing today. So girl, we're about to unlock the steps. Now, here's how to create work-life balance without burnout. Step 1, identify what is stealing your time and draining your energy. Before you can create more balance, you need to know what is causing the imbalance. I hope you have a notebook and pen, because this is the moment where you actually need to get this thing down. Ask yourself this question: what is working in my life right now? And then what is not working in my life? What is draining my peace? What is affecting my health? What is causing chaos in my life? Sis, I want you to be honest with yourself. So be honest with yourself. You cannot change what you are unwilling to acknowledge. For me, it was overworking, people pleasing, unhealthy relationships, and commitments that I thought I had to keep at the cost of my health, and trying to carry everything on my own. You simply cannot continue this way. You need time to recoup from the chaos, not add on more. So whatever is working, keep it. If it's not working, highlight that, and I'll show you how to handle that in the next step. Now let's get to step 2. Step 2, remove what no longer serves you and restructure your cost. You've listed out what is working and what's not working in step 1. Step 2 is where you make the decision to let go of things that are no longer serving you and start tying up those loose ends. It's about reducing stress, simplifying your life, and managing your costs. If you want to grow your income, restructuring your expenses is a must. If you can't control it, you can't manage it. So go through the list of what's not working and consider your time, household bills, and business costs. If it is time, restructure your schedule to free up more time. I already shared my time management system in my first episode, the exact process that helped me organize my home and business. So go and listen to episode 1 for the full steps. Now let's talk about household bills. Imagine how much stress comes from paying the bills. Many people end up working more hours just to keep up with the cost of living and provide for their families. But very little time is spent reviewing and restructuring those costs. Creating work-life balance is not about working more hours. It's about reducing unnecessary costs, reducing admin, and simplifying your life. So let's start tightening up those loose ends and putting things in order. Doing this will help you save money, time, and energy. The first places to look at is your utility bills, your energy, broadband, and mobile, and other household costs. The goal is simple. Reduce the number of things you have to manage and create more breathing space in your life. Think about it this way. The systems around us recycle resources all the time. The way it works in the UK is that we recycle everything. Water is recycled, energy is managed efficiently, waste is processed and reused. But why aren't you recycling your money? You spend the money, but it never comes back to you. I know, no one told me this either. That's exactly how I felt until I started learning how the system works. One of the ways I simplified my cost was through utility waters. Today I use UW. It helped me reduce my household costs and also helped my friends and family save money. Now I only have one bill for my utilities and I no longer spend hours with different customer service departments or sorting paperwork from multiple providers that drain my time and energy. So if you currently have several service providers, it may be worth looking at whether combining your utilities could save you time, money, and admin. Now, here's how you save money. The system helps you save money by bundling your services into one. So the more services you add, the more you save. That's one practical way to reduce cost, simplify your admin, and create more breathing space in your life. Go check it out. Visit bit.ly/save time and money. Now that's bit.ly/save time and money. And start saving in just a few clicks. Use the contact button to message me directly if you need help. I've put the link in the show notes for you. Now let's look at your business cost. We're still on step 2, and this part is especially for you if you have a physical business, salon, a shop, or office premises. Just like your household bills, you want to review your business cost. Go back to the list you created in step 1 and look at what is working and what's not working. For me, this meant making some difficult but necessary decisions. So for business cost, I removed products that was not bringing income, sold off stock that were tying down money to free up cash flow. I ended draining contracts and removed services that were taking more from me than they were actually giving back. So if you have business contracts, you want to start checking when that contract ends, and if you need to speak to a legal advisor, please do. Okay, this is a disclaimer. I'm not giving you a legal advice here, but I'm obviously sharing the process that I went through, and I had to consider the contracts that I had to remove services that were taking more from me than they were giving back. I focused on the products and services that were actually working instead of trying to do everything. Bit by bit, I started creating room for peace. You don't need to do everything at once. Just start with one thing. Ask yourself, what can I remove today that would make life easier? What is draining my time, my energy, finances, and peace? Identify it and start taking the necessary step. Remember, work-life balance is not about adding more. It's about removing what's no longer serving you so you can make room for what matters most. Now let's get to step 3. Now, step 3, make room for what matters most. For the first time in years, I finally had breathing space. I had time for God, time for healing, time for family, time to recover emotionally and physically. Now, I'm no longer chasing every business opportunity, no longer keeping routines that were draining me. So if you're constantly running on empty, something needs to change. You need time to think, you need time to heal, you need time to hear God's direction for your life. Because building a business should not cost you your health. Neither should it cost you your family or your peace. Some of the struggles we face come from wrong decisions, wrong partnerships, unhealthy routines, and carrying responsibilities that God never asked us to carry. You need time to heal, friend. Just like someone preparing for a major surgery. They can't keep filling themselves with things that affect the process. So you also need to remove what is spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically draining you. Maybe it's a business partnership, overworking, unhealthy commitments, people pleasing, or a relationship. Or perhaps it's trying to do everything without support. Whatever it is, bring it to God honestly. I want to leave you with 3 scriptures that help me through this season of my life. This will help you stay focused. This will help you focus your mind and to receive the breakthrough that you are believing God for. God answers heartfelt prayers. So read and pray through them, meditate on the scriptures, and allow God to minister to your heart. So the first one is Matthew 11:28, and this is easy version. Then Jesus said, "Come to me, all of you who are tired. You're like people who have walked for a long time. You're like people who have carried heavy things. Come to me. If you do that, you will find a place to rest." And the second one is Jeremiah 29:11. "For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. They are plans for your good and not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope." NLT version. And the last one is Philippians 4:6-7. NLT as well. "Don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God what you need and thank Him for all He has done. Then you will experience God's peace, which exceeds anything we can understand. His peace will guard your hearts and minds as you live in Christ Jesus." Now, those are your starters, and feel free to use different translation, but this is my go-to. Okay? Mama, if there is one thing I want you to take away from today's episode, it is this: building a business should not cost you your health, your family, or spiritual growth. You can build slowly, you can build wisely, you can build with peace, and you can build with God. So today, take one honest step. Number 1, reflect on what's no longer serving you. Number 2, let go of what is stealing your time and energy. Number 3, prioritize your health and healing. And 4, allow God to rebuild you from the inside and out and make you whole. Because burnout is not your portion, my friend. Now, if you would like some extra support on your journey, I've got few resources for you. First, I'm specially inviting you to my private Facebook group, a supportive community of like-minded women who are passionate about building a sustainable online business that prioritizes their health and family life and honors God. In this group, we share weekly business planning and time management tips, Monday clarity check-ins to help you stay focused, accountability, and so much more. Come join us at facebook.com/groups/simplify online business. Now, secondly, get your planner to save time and energy. This will help you structure your week and free up valuable time for things that matter the most. Up to 20 hours of free time you can save per week. Save 15% with code Simplify Online Business. So visit bit.ly/m/gift Zion. And lastly, if you're tired of paying bills and you want practical ways to reduce cost and save money, I have included a simple resource in the show notes to help you bundle up your household costs and start saving in just a few clicks. So visit bit.ly/save time and money. You'll find all the links in the show notes. I hope you loved today's episode, Woman of Honor. If so, would you please take 30 seconds to leave a review for the Simplify Online Business Show on Apple Podcasts. I truly appreciate your feedback, and it helps me see exactly how the show is making an impact. Also, do share this episode with a friend who needs help setting up their business online, and I'll speak to you in a few days for another episode. Stay focused and true to your purpose. Shalom.